From the jungles of Brazil, who hones his skills by fighting man-eating predators, Blanka!
In the dense and wild jungles of Brazil, a legend was born. Blanka appears in Street Fighter II for the first time as one of the playable characters. He's called one of the most recognizable Street Fighter characters even today. In today's video, we'll be exploring Blanka's origin, powers, and anatomy. Marvelous Videos brings exciting, fresh content every day, so be sure to hit the like and subscribe buttons to be notified of our latest updates. With that out of the way, let's explore one of gaming history's most unique and fearsome fighters. Who is Blanka, and where did he come from? Blanka's real name is actually Jimmy. Yup, that's right, just Jimmy. Before he was shocking opponents in the ring, he was just a regular kid. He made his first appearance in Street Fighter II, and you probably know him as that wild green-skinned dude who shoots out electricity. Blanka's design came from Akira Yasuda, and rumor has it he might have been inspired by a jungle-raised creature named Anabebe from the manga Jungle King Tarchan. So here's the wild backstory. Back in the early 70s, young Jimmy was super pumped to be on a plane for the first time, but things took a dark turn when a dangerous criminal gang called Shadaloo hijacked the flight. Their goal? Assassinate a minister who was on board. Luckily, their plan flopped thanks to a freak storm that brought the plane down. Most of the passengers survived, including Jimmy, but he got separated from his mom. Stranded and alone in the Amazon, Jimmy had no choice but to adapt. He ended up bonding with the local villagers and learning to survive in the jungle. Over time, he started eating plants rich in chlorophyll to camouflage himself, and that actually turned his skin green permanently. That's how Jimmy transformed into Blanka. Chlorophyll. Yeah, really. I mean, it's not the silliest Street Fighter origin. Regardless, living in the wild made him stronger, faster, and tougher. One time, he got shocked by electric eels, and instead of just surviving it, he absorbed it, developing the power to generate electricity. Pretty cool, right? Plus, his time with wild animals and fights against capoeira warriors and even cannibals helped sharpen his beast-like fighting skills.
Street Fighter Alpha 3! Select your hero, select your fighting style!
What happened in Street Fighter Alpha 3? In Street Fighter Alpha 3, the progression of Blanka's life can be seen. The in-game story in this volume is a prequel and precursor to the events in the previous volume, Street Fighter 2. In 1989, Blanka stepped into the civilized world for the first time. He met his old friend Dan Hibiki, a self-taught martial artist. Blanka came across Zangief, his second mid-boss after Dan. Zangief was a national hero and fought for his nation's honor. After Dan and Zangief, Blanka faced Balrog, a Shadaloo member, before he finally faced the head of Shadaloo himself, M. Bison. Blanka picked up a few other companions during his journey, and M. Bison was defeated. Sakura, Blanka, and Dan shook hands to destroy Bison's psycho drive. What is Blanka's story in Street Fighter II? It was in 1991 that Shadaloo noticed Blanka's exceptional street fighting skills. They invited him to participate in a competition they organized named the Second World Fighting Tournament. The organization wanted him to travel all over the world as Blanka used to do in his childhood. Shadaloo hoped someone would recognize Blanka from that plane crash. The tournament began, and the man-beast from the Amazon rainforest maintained his streak of victory that began in India by defeating Dalsim. Then, Blanka defeated Chun-Li in China, Zangief in Russia, Ken in the USA, E-Honda in Japan, and a competitor named Guile back in the US. In his last match, however, Blanka was defeated by Ryu in Japan. Blanka had to be satisfied with 5th place in the tournament. In the game, if Blanka wins, the ending shows him reuniting with his mother, Samantha. All of Blanka's matches were broadcast on television, and Samantha recognized him in one such game by the familiar anklets Blanka wore. When they came face to face, Samantha called Blanka by his birth name, Jimmy. She also told him that she gave him those anklets. During these events, Blanka learned to communicate with humans. What was Blanka's journey in the Street Fighter IV series? After reuniting with his mother in 1991, Blanka thought his life would change for good. However, things didn't go as he wished. People kept staring at him because of his wild appearance and green skin. In 1994, he left his mother and went to Hong Kong with Dan. There, together with Dan and Sakura, Blanka decided to participate in the worldwide fighting tournament hosted by Shadaloo Intimidation Network, or Sin. Each trio member had their own reason behind this participation. Blanka wanted to earn people's respect by winning the tournament, but yeah, even with all that power, Blanka still faced some losses in the final stages. At Sin's headquarters, he ran into Dan and things got chaotic when flames started coming at them. Luckily, Sakura and Ryu showed up just in time with some Hadokens to put the fire out. In the end, Blanka was finally reunited with his mom. That moment really hit different. He stopped worrying about how people saw him and just chose to accept himself. As long as he had his mom, nothing else really mattered. Eventually, he started making friends around town and people began to accept him for who he was. What does Street Fighter V reveal about Blanka? A new character named Laura Matsuda appears in Street Fighter V. She's also a Brazilian Street Fighter and Sean's older sister. In this volume, Blanka's storyline becomes humorous and lighthearted, revealing a new aspect of his character, which is his Blanka-chan persona. In Brazil, Blanka set up his own business selling dolls. These dolls are known as Blanka-chan. Here comes this new character, Laura, and she accidentally steps on one of these Blanka-chan dolls. Laura apologizes for her mistake, but after learning about Blanka's business, she enthusiastically offers to help. She asks her younger brother Sean to help Blanka. Sean suggests Blanka shift his business to Japan, where his plushie business could make him a good profit. Taking up Sean's advice, Blanka begins his business of selling Blanka-chan in Japan. Blanka tries to sell his dolls at one of the Japanese arcade centers. Two schoolgirls called the dolls inside the arcade machine cute. Blanka started shaking the machine by claiming that Blanka-chan looked more adorable than the other dolls in the machine. In his rage, Blanka mistakenly breaks the machine. He tries to escape the scene when Sakura arrives to see the mess he's created. She immediately recognizes him, and Blanka apologizes to Sakura for his mistake and for breaking the machine. Sakura forgave Blanka and asked the arcade manager to put Blanka's Blanka-chan dolls inside the machine. These dolls soon became very popular in Japan, however, Blanka remained unaware of them.
Into the strongest jungle sprite ever!
How does Blanka change in Street Fighter 6? In 2008, Street Fighter 6 came with a new version of Blanka. He's shown to be a kind-hearted defender of nature. Blanka appears as a tour guide in this volume, and he uses his knowledge about the jungle to provide his mother with a comfortable life. Blanka started his own travel company, Adventure Tour. The company planned a trip to the Amazon rainforest, and Blanka launched an online advertising campaign to promote this trip and his company. He used Blanka-chan as a cryptid sprite mascot for his campaign. The advertising campaign was quite successful and evoked amusement in people. A young girl, Lily, a member of the Thunderfoot tribe, believed that Blanka-chan was an actual spirit. She wanted to meet Blanka-chan in person, so she traveled to Brazil. Blanka used his Blanka-chan costume while guiding the tourists. They also took pictures with him in that costume. When Lily unexpectedly arrives in the forest, Blanka mentions his Blanka-chan persona and tries to be friendly with her. However, Lily said her spirit companion wanted to know more about Blanka's character. The confusion led Blanka into a fight. Battle ended and they were on a boat in the Amazon River. Blanka removed his costume and revealed his true form. He apologized to Lily for faking his appearance as a jungle spirit. He also admitted to her that he wanted to maintain secrecy about his identity since he didn't want to disappoint children with the truth. Lily forgave him. She believed that irrespective of Blanka's costume, he still had the spirit of the jungle within him. She felt the power of all the flora and fauna of the jungle inside Blanka. Thus, he was the real sprite she sought. Lily helped Blanka accept his jungle spirit. What are Blanka's powers and fighting style? Blanka is primarily a charge-based character, yet his fighting style is heavily influenced by his speed and unpredictability. He's a self-taught fighter with an animalistic fighting style. Blanka's wild appearance often surprises his opponents, as does the ferocity of his attacks. Most of his attacks are different versions of his rolling attack. This is Blanka's signature attack style. He charges backward and presses forward before landing a punch. He curls into a ball shape and rolls quickly while spinning. In later games, Blanka's rolling attack gets modified into various versions. Blanka can promptly hop over projectiles as well. Blanka can also attack using the Amazon River Run technique. This allows Blanka to slip under projectiles. Using this move, he can also attack his opponent's legs. Lightning Cannonball Ultra combo from Street Fighter V now becomes dynamic rolling. While using Electric Thunder, his signature attack, Blanka crouches down and casts an electrical current. He's so strong that his attack can generate 150,000 volts of lightning. Who are Blanka's closest relationships? 4 primary characters play significant roles in Blanka's life, and he shares the closest relationships with these people. The first among them is, of course, his mother, Samantha. She saw Blanka years after their separation in the Amazon jungle and instantly recognized him despite his current wild appearance. She recognized the anklets he wore, which she had given him before the plane crash. Samantha is very supportive and caring towards Blanka. The reunion after years of separation brings the mother and son closer together. Blanka returns his mother's love and kindness with his unwavering affection. Samantha helped Blanka to learn and understand the civilized way of life. Blanka trusts her so much that he doesn't care about anything else when he has his mother by his side. In some installments, like Street Fighter 6, Samantha cheers with all her heart for her son. Dan is the only friend Blanka has other than Sakura. Although the period of Dan and Blanka's friendship is unknown, Dan always calls Blanka by his birth name Jimmy. They've always had each other's backs until Dan mutated. Sakura is Blanka's other true and closest friend. She helped Blanka publicize his business of Blanka-chan dolls by arranging for these dolls to be placed in arcade machines. She also saved him from the mess Blanka created at the Japanese Arcade Center. Laura is an enthusiastic and confident personality who met Blanka by accident. They lived in the same neighborhood in Brazil. She asked her brother to help Blanka's business of plushies and supported him in starting that business in Japan to gain more profit.
Here's a tip. If you think like a sprite, you'll move like one too.
What is Blanka's personality like? Blanka is very docile and passive, contrary to his wild appearance and short-tempered personality. He loves his family and friends. Blanka also adores children a lot. He was forced to live in the Amazon rainforest and faced harsh environments growing up. It helped Blanka develop a unique bond with wildlife. The hard life in the jungle really built and developed the mentality of survival of the fittest in Blanka. He lived up to it and believed weakness would result in falling prey to the predator. He's a self-proclaimed king of the jungle and doesn't take his title lightly. Blanka's love and respect for Mother Nature make him a natural enemy of those who harm nature for fun. Blanka learned to communicate with humans later, which instilled more common sense. He became more cautious. Blanka also doesn't like hiding faces behind a mask, as shown with his battle with El Fuerte. Blanka believes good people don't need to hide their faces. In Street Fighter V, Blanka develops a friendlier and cuter persona, Blanka-chan. He uses that persona to promote his tourism business and entertain and attract children to the wildlife by wearing the Blanka-chan costume while interacting with the tourists. His encounter with Lily changes his perception of the jungle's spirit, and he begins to believe he and the spirit are the same. What's the story behind Blanka's appearance and design evolution? Blanka's appearance and design have evolved considerably from Street Fighter II to Street Fighter VI. Let's explore this evolution in detail. In Street Fighter II, Blanka appears with yellowish green skin, which is his original complexion. However, the later versions show him with bright green skin. His hair is orange. Blanka's Street Fighter II appearance became his nostalgia costume in Street Fighter V. Blanka is shown with long and wild hair on his head, chest, and limbs in Street Fighter V. Additional green and orange hair can be seen on his limbs. Blanka has two alternate costumes in this volume. The first is a full-sized Blanka-chan costume, while the second is an Aztec-like garb. It consists of an eagle helmet, a large medallion, and a shield on his arm. In Street Fighter VI, Blanka appears with a yellow bandana around his neck. His body is covered in short blue overalls with a left strap. A happy, smiley design is present on his shorts. What do the Udon comics reveal about Blanka? In Udon's Street Fighter II comics, Delta Red is a special force that searches for criminals and protects important people and performs similar crucial tasks. The group found Blanka to be a test subject in Shadowlu's lab in Brazil. The team caught Blanka along with DJ and assigned Blanka to the Street Fighter tournament as a Shadowlu fighter. Blanka is defeated by Guile in the first round of the Street Fighter tournament. After years, he reunites with his mother. The reason behind Blanka's skin color and electrical abilities is shown by Shadowlu's experiments, which are different from those in the game. What is Blanka's role in crossover games like SFXT and Capcom vs. SNK? Blanka appears in the Capcom vs. SNK series. Blanka thought he was flying home, but instead finds himself in the zoo after he gets off the plane. In Street Fighter X Tekken, Sakura is Blanka's tag partner, and Lars and Elisa are their Tekken rivals. Dan left and never returned for months, leaving Blanka and Sakura wondering where he went. They also heard about Pandora in the Southern Pole, so they head to the South Pole to search for Dan and the Pandora. During their journey, they crossed paths with Elisa and Lars. Blanka and Sakura challenged them to a fight. The duo also defeated Ogre. During their journey, Blanka and Sakura fought with many fighters, which excited them. Sakura called out Dan's name, after which the Pandora opened. Blanka and Sakura looked inside the box only to find a beaten up Dan curled up inside the box, freezing. Who wins in a showdown? Blanka versus the Incredible Hulk. In a showdown between Blanka from the Street Fighter series and the Incredible Hulk from Marvel Comics, the Hulk would emerge victorious in most scenarios. Hulk has limitless strength which keeps increasing along with his rage. He's lifted mountains, fought cosmic beings, and survived nuclear explosions, which shows his immense strength and durability. However, Blanka has superhuman strength. He can attack people with ease and use his fighting techniques to beat his opponent. Notably, Blanka's powers are no match for the Hulk's. Where Blanka is quick and agile and has feral fighting instincts, the Hulk can react to rapid attacks and leap miles in a single jump. Both Hulk and Blanka have their own distinct abilities. Blanka can emit electric attacks. He has enhanced senses and is known for his animalistic fighting style. The Hulk, on the other hand, has nearly indestructible skin. He has the ability to heal fast and has limitless strength, and is invulnerable to most forms of attack. Hulk's humongous size is also an advantage in this fight. In conclusion, Blanka might get in some good hits with his electricity, but overall, the Hulk's brute strength, enormous size, and regenerative healing can overpower Blanka's agility and stability in a showdown. How much voltage can Blanka generate? Blanka can emit electric attacks against his enemies. He got that ability from the electric eels in the Amazon jungle. In various games from the Street Fighter series, Blanka's electric thunder resembles a high voltage arc. His attacks shock the opponents, but they don't kill them instantly. This suggests that the voltage range of Blanka's attacks is painful but not necessarily lethal. The reference to his ability is the electric eel in the series, which generates up to 860 volts. They produce this electricity with the help of special organs that pile electrolytes like batteries. Since no exact figures are given about the voltage Blanka can produce, we can guess it must be anywhere from 800 volts to over a few 100,000. So his electric attack can create visible arcs and stun his opponent without instantly killing them. Marvelous verdict! So yeah, after everything, it's clear that Blanka's not just some wild beast, he's a fighter, a survivor, and honestly, a big softie at heart. That's probably why he's one of the most iconic and beloved characters in the Street Fighter saga. He's also super in tune with nature, which makes this fun little fact even cooler. Blanka shares a birthday with Charles Darwin, the guy behind the whole survival of the fittest theory. Kinda fitting, right? Blanka literally lived that out in the Brazilian jungle. What do you think about Blanka? Let us know your favorite Blanka moment in the comments down below, and if you liked our content, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to us if you haven't already. Otherwise, thanks for watching, stay safe out there, and have a marvelous day.